city lights, heartbeat caught in the candles rise. Ticks drift through the static haze, future whispers in dead waves. Charts breathe, pulse of cold, echoes where the numbers float. Every tick a breath I chase, lost inside this market space. I'm trading futures, trading time.
Yeah. Afternoon stream, let's get it. Neon on the mic, yeah. Neon stepping in, yeah. Session wide awake. Night shift lay the ground. Matt set the play. Now it's midday money. Structure on the screen. Neon seeds acting holy, price moving clean. No FOMO type in the channel mode. We learned that lesson back in 24. Half gap buys when the market dips. DD bands bounce and we let it rip. Bulls on flashing like a warning light. If it's not a line, we let it slide. Patience, heavy, discipline, sharp. Room full of killers, but we play it smart. When the clock strikes noon, liquidity rising, feel that boom. Calm hands on the play, red to green, we pivot that way. The room shows up. Yeah, the room shows up. Yeah, yeah. Volume builder, feel that shift. Market makers tryna midday drift. Fake break high, yeah, we seen that move. Liquidity pocket, we approve. Wish fan blowing when the entry's tight. Stops place clean, risk held right. Not gambling candles, we stack the skill. Consistency over chasing thrill. Chat moving steady, no chaos here. Green heart emojis when setups clear. If we win together, we lose composed. Trust the system, the blueprints close. Yeah, yeah. The room shows up. Yeah. The room shows up. When the clock strikes noon. The room liquidity rising, feel that boom. The room shows up. The room shows up. Calm hands on the play, red and green, we pivot that way. The room shows up. The room shows up. The room shows up. The room shows up. Silence when the setup phones. Heartbeat with the market stones. One clean entry, breathe, don't rush. Midday pressure, but the room shows up. When the clock
What's up, fam? What's good? What's good? Welcome to the room. The room shows up. What's up, fam? It's the Neon Cucumber Show. If you're new here, let me know in chat where you're tuning in from. If you've been here before, you know what to stamp in chat. What's up, family? Nice. What's going on, people? What is up? Let's get that cleared out here. Welcome to the room. Volatile session. Interesting session. I actually traded London. I traded the London Open. I was awake again. I was awake. I took a trade. I went back to sleep, and then I woke up for the morning session. I woke up like 15 minutes before the open. We were right near a level. So I'll go over that trade. Today was really a session where the overnight session was just seeds level, but the regular session, I got stuck in that short a little bit, but I didn't add until the very end of the move, and Rocket Scooter saved me on that. So today's a good example. If you've been here for a while, you know I've been talking about how since I adopted Rocket Scooter into my game last summer, my accuracy's increased a few percentage points. Today's a perfect example of how, today's a really good example of that. Because on that short squeeze, Rocket Scooter allowed me to wait a lot longer until I added to the position. Our market's pulling back here. Let me just see what level we're pulling to here. Okay, that's fine. So I think the beginning of the session was difficult because there was a lot of varied volatility. The varied liquidity rather. The session opened pretty illiquid, and then as we got higher, liquidity increased. So I think it's a combination of shorts getting squeezed out, and also it feels like someone's putting on a big short, because the higher we go, it seems the more liquidity we have. So I don't know, it seems counterintuitive to what's going on in the, I guess, in the market right now, sentiment wise. So I don't know, it seems a little suspect. One thing I will say, this might be a week where, like, this rarely happens, but I don't know. I don't know if I see myself opening any positions tomorrow. I think tomorrow might be a sit out day, but I would tell you why. Right now, I think the market is in a state of confusion, right? I think you probably had people getting short on Thursday and Friday, and over yesterday and today, they're getting squeezed out. And then I think perhaps you have larger shorts coming into the market now and taking advantage of that exit liquidity from shorts getting squeezed. And then I think you have just general non-large positioning market participants are just lost. And I think, I don't know, I feel like today might be the last clean session of the week. It just feels like that. I feel like it's going to be chaotic and hard to read the rest of the week. So let me go over my trades. First, I'm just going to go over my overnight trade. Something I've been trying to do, which is a little bit risky for me, but I'm doing it because I'm enjoying the stream. It's cool. But one of the things is, the way my entry style is typically, like, I kind of scalp into my entries. And one thing I've noticed is, like, anytime I show my executions, it's really, like, even for me, because I usually don't look at them after the fact, because I've been trading a certain way for a long time. But just looking at them now, because sometimes stream asks to see executions. When I look at them, my scalping style of entering and trying to find the apex of a trade, it's hard to follow. So, I'm just experimenting with a little bit more mechanical entry around the pivots that I'm trading. I just want to see what effect it has on my edge. I haven't tried that in quite a few years. So what I tend to find is when I do that, part of my edge is just being able to move fluid from move to move. So I don't want to lose that. But at the same time, with Rocket Scooter and with Seeds, I'm trading around good levels. So, maybe. Because you'll see today, like, my executions, it's a lot easier to follow. So let me just scroll back to the overnight action. So in the top right corner, I'll be scrolling back. Okay. And I'll zoom in. I'm on a 5,000 tick chart here. So I woke up right around, I guess it was 3:30. It was right around this candle here. So I woke up right around here, and yesterday we had that short squeeze after that Trump tweet, and I don't know. I kept a short bias even through that, and I just wanted to wait until we got up to these levels on Seeds. I'll zoom out a bit. It was a little bit difficult because there was no Rocket Scooter levels to trade off overnight up there. But if I zoom out, right, you could see the levels. So yesterday's open was right here, right? So it was quite a big extension. So I was waiting for us to get up to this level, and right at the London Open, that's when we were getting there. So you could see the executions are a lot easier to follow because I did not scalp into this entry. I said, you know what, let me try enter with limit orders. Maybe it'll be cleaner to follow for people. And I'll see over the course, I'll see how I feel about entering that way. I don't want to obviously make a change to my game and hurt my stats, but I'm playing around with it, you know. It's because it'll also be easier for me to trade on stream if I'm entering this way, because there's less to think about, right? Less cognitive load when you're executing this way. So anyways, the first entrance was right at the start of the level, and then I allowed some overshoot. I was trading with a 67 point stop from this entry, so you'll be able to see right where let me just draw my tool, and you'll see why I scaled in where I scaled in. That's 60. Okay, so from this salmon line to this orange line, right, that's 67 points, and I scaled it around halfway into that stop. So I'll just draw and you'll see where my scale was, right? And you could see the order was sitting right there, right? As I redraw these tools around these levels, you could see the entry, and then there's my scale, right? I have these tools set up so that I can draw on the chart and I can see where I want to place my entries. So anyway, so this trade was good. It got pretty close to the stop, but the 67 point stop from the initial entry, and I think it's a 32 point stop from the add area. Let me see. 34 point stop on the add, and I'm only adding, like, this initial entry, it's very small size. The majority of the size is added at the scale area. You know, because you never know exactly where the pivot's going to be. And since I did this mechanically without scalping into the entry, right, it's a lot easier to follow. So there's the trade. So that was the trade from last night. So that put me comfortably in the driver's seat for the morning session. From there, I was able to build more profit. I'll pop it up real quick, and then I'll pop it up again at the end after we go over the rest of the trades, because the rest of the trades are important, because Rocket Scooter saved me from really just destroying my P&L today. Let me show you. First, let me show the stats for the session. I pulled this for the TPT account. Let me see. Okay. So, executing in this manner, I was still able to maintain a good accuracy. So, hopefully I'll be able to maintain that, being a little bit more mechanical with the entries. We'll see. It's, you know, it's going to be an adjustment for me. It feels a lot different, but we'll see how that goes. But anyways, these are the stats for the session. So you could see 4:51 a.m. was when I closed that trade. So let's see. Yeah, right here. Right on this candle, 4:51. So you could see the max run up from 4:51 a.m. to 10:05 a.m. And then I drew down a little bit when we had that short squeeze, but Rocket Scooter saved me from getting completely blown up in that. Let me show you. Guys, hit that like button. Thank you for being here. All right, let's scroll forward a little bit here. All right. So my next trade was towards the beginning of the session. Oh no, I guess it was around 10 a.m. I tweeted this one. I caught this nice long. It was about, let's see, I think it was about 38 points. 32 points, 33 points, right off of a seed zone. This was only very small size. And I was also looking, one of the reasons I took that trade was, if we look at Rocket Scooter, let me just open up Rocket Scooter here. Scrolling back. Oh no. I was trading by proxy. ES. Okay, so ES came down to MHP right at the time that I was entering this trade on NASDAQ. So kind of by proxy, I saw those levels stacked, and we had a positive DD ratio. We had a positive MHP resilience. So I said, okay, I like this for a long. And since we only got to the first level, we didn't get deeper into the zone. I just took small size on that, and I thought about holding it for the whole zone, but I just wasn't confident enough, right? And that kind of ties into item number 3. You know, I questioned my levels today, even though they worked. I was questioning things a little bit, because the level seemed a little bit too I don't know. The level seemed a little bit too clean, especially later in the session. Sometimes the levels look too good to be true, and I start to second guess them. I don't know. I know that doesn't make any sense, but when the bounces are too clean, I don't know. I guess I just second guess it. Okay. Now let's talk about how Rocket Scooter really saved me. Really saved me. So I liked this. I liked a short. I started liking a short because the market was squeezing and I felt like we could get back up to that level that I traded pre-market, and also that we could get back up to, there was a level above it. And anytime there's not a lot beyond a level and they have a bias to one side, I want to hit that level pretty hard. The reason is, if I have a level, let's say I'm short bias, and we approach the topmost level that I have available to trade off of for the session, and there's nothing beyond it, I like to hit that level hard because I'll be able to know if I'm wrong very quickly. Right? There's no scaling above that level, right? I'll be able to know. So someone's saying this is a bounce. Yeah, I think this is just, we're just in rotation right now. I can scroll forward. We're in rotation. I mean, this is just liquidity sweep after liquidity sweep after liquidity sweep. We're just rotating up here, which has a lot to do with why I think the rest of the week's going to be very difficult to have edge in. Just an inkling I've got so far. But like, I feel like tomorrow might be a no trade day for me. Okay. So let's get back to the most important thing. Why did Rocket Scooter just save my ass on this trade? So I initially started liking, oh, unfortunately the text is moved over. Okay, that's enough. So if you look at Rocket Scooter, I said I'm trading NASDAQ, but I was paying attention to the ES levels on Rocket Scooter because they seem to be getting a lot more clean interaction the last couple of sessions. So we had that bounce off of MHP. So I'm trading NASDAQ, but I'm watching Rocket Scooter and ES levels. Now, as we start to squeeze, call me crazy, but I was thinking to the short side, right? Even though I just caught a long, I was thinking to the short side. So I got in a tiny bit around, I got in a tiny bit as we passed through the close, and only a tiny bit with the intention to scale, maybe 60 or 70 points up if the squeeze continued. And I was going to add, if you look in the top right here at 25,100, I was right on the edge of scaling into that trade, right? Putting the full risk on. And I paused for a second and I reanalyzed things. And here's what I saw. Number one, of course, I had this higher level. And I prefer to trade off of a higher level because there's nothing beyond it. So I'll know if I'm right or wrong quicker. But number two is I said, okay, let me take just a neutral approach to the chart and try to analyze if I should add here. And I look at Rocket Scooter, and right when we were at this seeds level, 25,100, this was what time? 10:45. So it was right around this point. If you look at Rocket Scooter now, ES, where the little hand is, it was right at bear zone. It was right at bear zone. And I think to myself, you know what? I do want to scale into the trade here, but what's a great trade that I love to take when the market's healthy? Everyone Rocket Scooter related like to take this trade. When you've got a nice positive DD ratio, you've got a bull zone, a bear zone in the middle, and then a bull zone, right? A lot of times you squeeze right through that bear zone, and then you make it up to bull zone. So having Rocket Scooter and seeing, right, that was a bear zone right there in the middle, it gave me pause. So this is a perfect example of how Rocket Scooter has increased my accuracy, because like, I don't know for sure if I didn't have Rocket Scooter, if I would have scaled in at this level or not, based on just seeds, because my system is a lot more rudimentary, like it doesn't say who's there. I just know that there's a decision block there in that shaded region, but I don't know the mechanics behind who's there, right? I just have a mechanical way of drawing these zones algorithmically, but no insight into, is it a bull zone? Is it a bear zone? So by looking at Rocket Scooter and saying, oh, well, my zone lines up perfectly with the Rocket Scooter zone, but Rocket Scooter says that's a bear zone. So this is actually, you know, a bullish play. Bull zone through bear zone up to bull zone, right? And you don't have to you don't have to trim or do anything in the middle. You just trade right through it. So I said, okay, I'm gonna wait. And I waited, and oh my God, thank God I did, because I would have got totally squeezed. We got up to this upper level, which I had been monitoring, and that's when I added my scale. So if it wasn't for Rocket Scooter, let me draw an arrow. If it wasn't for Rocket Scooter, I probably would have scaled in here. But because of Rocket Scooter, and because I was able to see DD ratio, and because I was able to see that it was a bear zone, and we were going bull zone to bear zone to bull zone, I was able to scale here. Oh, wrong kind of drawing. Let me just move this one. Instead of scaling here, I was able to scale here. And it changed the geometry of the trade completely. Changed the geometry of the trade completely. I am liquidity. Got a junior bacon cheeseburger for me. Nice. It was able to change the geometry of the trade completely. Guys, smash that like button. Hit the like button. We're a little low on concurrence. The stream wasn't scheduled. I made a little error on the scheduling. So people might, I don't know, YouTube might just be popping it up now. Smash that like button, guys. All right, so that was the scale. And then this leads me into item number 3, which is I questioned my levels today, even though they worked. So you could see how clean, that zone was, right? We got a nice reaction off of it. And then if I scroll over, and let me move to a 2000 tick, it'll be easier to see. Like, look how clean the action was between these zones, right? These zones are drawn at the end of the session. So, I mean, I had these zones since last night. But look how clean it was between these zones. Now, because I didn't take any of these clean, respected acceptance and rejections of these levels, I said, you know what, let me wait for it to overshoot, because the action was a little bit too clean. So I said, let me wait for it to overshoot, and then I'll enter long. So I got that overshoot, and I got pretty much a perfect entry. I'll show you the geometry of that entry. I believe it was, I want to say it was 110 point. Let me see. I think I drew the zone 100. Oh yeah, we gotta go lights on, guys. Lights on. Someone just reminded me. Boosted dime. Lights are on. Guys, we're doing a giveaway today too. We got 2 accounts to give away. Right, I'll show you how I entered this one mechanically as well. I think I used 110 point overshoot from this top of this level. Let me just draw out the tools and see. Oh no, must have been 67 points again. Okay. So 67 points from that level. And I probably added about halfway into the zone. Yeah, there it is. So that was the geometry of me finding that entry. And of course, you know, the respect of the levels of the geometry, the way I'm drawing it, it's not always that clean. But I have an algorithm that kind of monitors the tape and gives me suggested stop distances in real time. So I'll usually look at that and see what the highest suggested stop distance was from the last 20 to 30 minutes, and I'll use that. So at this point, it was under 67, so I used 67. But this was the last trade I took so far in the session. And at that point, I think I tweeted, and let me see what I said. I don't have it pulled up, but yeah, so I caught that, and then I started to feel like if I keep going, I'm just going to be pushing my luck, right? Because I almost got in trouble on that short squeeze, and I feel like the market started to just find volume and start to rotate, and it just felt like it wasn't the place to continue pushing. Now, one of my flaws as a trader, well, not flaws, I guess trade-offs, is I tend to ease off the gas a little bit too soon. So in an environment like this, that tends to help me. But in an environment where everything's working and it's time to push, sometimes I miss out on those big days if I keep pushing. So it's finding a balance, you know. Now, another reason, going back to Rocket Scooter and that bull zone to bear zone to bull zone, and how seeing that we were at a bull zone saved me, is item number 4. Short squeezes and sudden moves create decision pressure, right? Because when your window of time that you have available to make a decision is large, your brain reacts a lot differently than if your decision window is compressed, right? If you have a lot of time to make the decision, your brain processes information differently than if you have to make the decision quickly. So short squeezes and sudden moves create decision pressure. And decision pressure, it can lead to making incorrect decisions or errors, right? Because chemically in your brain, different things are going on, right? You're under a little bit of pressure to make a decision quickly. So that's another way that Rocket Scooter really helped, because at that level, let me just draw a box around it again. Let's go back to the 5,000 tick chart. Rectangle. Okay. At this level, that is where I was thinking about adding instead of adding where I did. So at this level, had it not been for Rocket Scooter, I would have been reading the price action, and like the decision pressure was high there anyways, because I was like, is this the place to add or not? So the decision pressure is high, but the more almost binary the information presented to you is, the easier it is to navigate that high decision pressure, because you have a more logical process to go through decision making wise. So I was reading the action, and then I said, you know what, let me just step back for a second. I'm gonna have a minute or two, hopefully at this level, where I can decide whether it's the ad or not. So I said, okay, let me think more clearly. I want this short, but I'm like, let me think more clearly. So rather than read the action, I look at Rocket Scooter. I'm like, okay, like, what's DD ratio? DD ratio was, I think it was probably like, it might have been 0.8 or something. I was like, okay, DD ratio is 0.8. I'm like, what is this zone? Is this a zone on ES? It's a zone on ES. Okay, it's a bear zone. So if I was long, maybe I'm taking bull zone through bear zone to bull zone. And I'm like, you know, it was kind of right. It was easier to make the decision because that was more of a binary thing. I'm like, if I scale in here, I'm going against DD ratio. I'm going against this Arby's trade. I'm like, you know, let me just wait. And I figure, you know, if it does pull in from there, you know, whatever, I'll just close the trade, break even or a small loss, and just say, you know what, I didn't add where I should have added, but I managed risk. But in that compressed window of decision making, I had something very, very clear that I could read, right? Because without that, I don't know if I would have been able to make that same decision. So that's a little overview. So if any of you out there are new and you don't know what Rocket Scooter is, it's the platform on the left-hand side of the screen. And what that does is at the beginning of every regular trading session, it draws pivots on the chart. They're high volume tradable pivots, and they're very responsive pivots. And there's also auxiliary indicators, which help you determine whether there will be support or resistance. So the auxiliary indicator, one of the ones I was referring to in that overview, and how it helped me make my decision was DD ratio. And that's basically a ratio of the stocks in the underlying index that are in a bull zone versus a bear zone, which are derived from options, right? I'm not going to go into all the nitty gritty of what that is, but the basic thing is if the DD ratio is greater than half, you can usually devise that things are leaning towards the bullish side, right? So it'll help you determine whether certain levels are going to be support or resistance. And that helped me not add to that trade too early, right? It helped me add to the trade at the correct time. Yeah, help me add to the trade at the correct time. Now, another thing that's going on right now is these levels up here on seeds. I mean, we're getting really clean responses on them. I'm not trading it. I mean, it just, I don't know. It seems too good to be true how clean we are rotating up here right now. I just know if I all of a sudden make a decision and try to get in at one of these levels, I just know that's going to be when it rotates to another area. So I've already had a decent session considering the difficulty level of today's session. I don't want to push it. Maybe if we get lower, right, and we start rotating and we get back down to this 24,950 area, maybe down there. But I think what we're dealing with right now is, like I said at the beginning of the stream, we've got rotation going on because there's liquidity up here, and I think it's because shorts have been getting squeezed from Thursday and Friday, and I don't know, maybe we have bigger shorts positioning themselves for another down move. It's almost like shorts exiting, shorts entering. That's what it feels like. Hard to know for sure, but I don't know. Just feels like we're going to rotate here for a while. And if we do move away from this area, I just feel like it's going to be difficult to monitor. It's going to be difficult to monitor direction. Difficult to monitor direction. Ian Liquidity said, agree. Someone was waiting up here. Either shorts or long take profit orders. I don't know. Yeah, it's like, it feels like shorts exiting and shorts entering. It just feels like accumulation. It feels similar to Friday. Remember Friday? Friday going into the close, it was like between 1 and 3 o'clock. It just seemed like there was a big accumulation going on. This seems like that, but just on a larger scale. Chester Frack said, Matt traded DD. Matt shorted DD band. Nice. Well, we didn't get to DD band on S&P. So I don't know how. I guess maybe he traded NASDAQ. All right. So 205. Okay, we'll do a giveaway in. Let's see. Where's our likes at? Guys, get the likes up. Let's get those likes up. Let me see where we're at. Man, the stream wasn't scheduled, so I don't know. YouTube didn't send all our people here. Let's see. Oh, Jay Shine, that's a good question. Jay Shine's asking, first time watching, curious if I copy trade or trade accounts individually. Okay, so that's an interesting question. So up until a few weeks ago, I wouldn't be ever trading multiple accounts at the same time. So when I started with these props and the stream, I was trading the accounts separately, but it got difficult because here's what I went through. At first, I was just trading my regular account, and I was trying to dabble in the props in the morning, but it's difficult because I'm trying to manage risk in my main account while trading the props. I found it difficult. And then in the environment we've had lately, the afternoons, like my edge has not really shown up many times in the afternoon. So I'm like, okay, if I want to trade these props, I've got to trade them in the morning as well. Otherwise, they're just not going to get much action. So I started trading them more side by side each other, and I found it very difficult. I just found it difficult. So right now I'm experimenting with copy trading. So yeah, right now I'm experimenting with copy trading, and it's going okay. It's going okay because it feels a little bit more natural to me because I'm not like, okay, this account's green. Now let me work on another one, right? Because that's just not the way that you, like with a regular account, I'm not thinking that way. So I don't know. Someone said, can I move ES over so we can see what the levels are? Oh, the text? Sure. There you go. And let me reset NASDAQ as well. NASDAQ's on a 5-minute chart. There's no levels up here for NASDAQ, huh? Jay Shine, which copy trader do you use? We'll do a giveaway and let's see where our likes are at. 98. Let's get those likes up. It's got a funny text. DCI Burns, we did reject DD band on NASDAQ perfectly. However, I've been noticing we've been trading out of bounds through NASDAQ DD bands so often that I'm just like, it's almost like I haven't really been paying attention to the NASDAQ DD bands the last couple of sessions because I feel like I've missed opportunities because I've been not wanting to trade outside NASDAQ DD bands. I almost feel like lately using ES DD bands as proxy overall DD bands for both indexes has been better for me. I don't know. I've seen us trade through DD band on NASDAQ too much without enough interaction. So THX, what's up? Okay, let's go over item 6 here. Navigating intra-session volatility changes, because today the open volatility was so different than the volatility that stabilized after the short squeeze. So let me just scroll back here. Let me remove these. Let me remove the executions. So I'm not used to seeing them. I prefer them hidden. There we go. All right. So navigating intra-session volatility changes. So this morning, for like the first 30 minutes, we were pretty, we weren't too liquid. Like for my first trade, I guess, where was it? My first trade was in here. For my first trade, I was using a much larger stop. On the initial entry, let me see, I believe it was, let me draw the geometry here. I think it was 110. Yeah, 110. I had an order to add. My main trade happens at my scale point. So yeah, I had an order to add right here at like 24,886. I could probably look in my NinjaTrader log and see the exact price where that order was. Let me see. Around 10 a.m. Let me look through my NinjaTrader log. I don't think I logged out of NinjaTrader since this morning. What time was it? Let me see. Around 10 a.m. Okay. Order. Okay, 10:21 a.m. Well, let me see. I'm curious where my exact order was sitting. I guess I probably would have placed the order before 10 a.m. Okay, here we go. Give it Buy limit 24944.75. 24944. Okay, that was the one that got filled. And then let's see. 24944. I'm just trying to see where that order had been placed. What time was this? 10:14. 24:8. Anyways, I don't know, but it almost got filled, but I didn't get filled, and I think that also helped me in my decision to not add too early in that short when I switched short bias, because I was thinking, well, I just had a long bias like half an hour before that. So if I had got filled on that entry, you know, maybe I would have been holding for the Arby's trade, you know. So I kind of try to put myself in the shoes of, well, what if I had got filled at my scale for that long? But you can see much different volatility, right? And it was pretty illiquid at the open. And just look how much things tightened up. Let's just draw a little. Let's take a look at the size of the candles here. Like 50, we're getting 40 to 50 point candles. And then as soon as we got to the top of this range, and once things started to stabilize in here, like the big candles, they were like half the size, like 23, 24 points. So how do you navigate that sort of change in volatility over such a short period of time? Oh, we're navigating lower. Let me see. How do you navigate that change in volatility over such a short period of time? I mean, you can use average true range or some deviation of average true range. That can be a good way to do it. The way I do it is with a derivative of that, but I do it basically, it's looking at the size of candles, but on a much smaller time scale, and then extrapolating it out. That way it's just more responsive. I'm just going to hide the, or let me just move this. You can see price velocity. Let me hide the agenda so we can see both. So volume just came into the market, but it's taking NASDAQ less than 3 seconds to cover 5 points in price distance here. So a little reckless. A little reckless to take an entry right here. I'm also not buying it. Matoski in chat. Matoski caught a DD band short from his phone. Nice. Green on the day. Hey Matoski, I don't know if you heard me say earlier, but I was saying I think tomorrow for me it's gonna be I don't see myself opening any positions tomorrow. I feel like we're in an environment where I feel like the rest of the week's gonna be really confusing. I think there's a big short accumulating. I think shorts are getting squeezed, and I think general smaller market participants are all confused. I think the rest of the week's going to be really hard to find good edge. I'm already forward looking, thinking tomorrow might be a good day to stay flat for me. Dump is from news. Yeah, and tomorrow's CPI, I think. 58. Let me see. 60. This would be 120 point. Oops.
I was lost in a sideways chart. Hearts breaking with every false start. Other gurus promised me the moon, but every trade crashed way too soon. Then you rolled in with neon lights. Rocket scooter, you changed my nights. Now my stops are tight, my fills are sweet. You turned my losing streak to beats. Rocket scooter, you're my number one love in the market. We're never done. I didn't know when until you came. Rocket scooter, my breakout flame.
Guys, hit that like button. We're about to do a giveaway. Matoski up 40K. Nice.
Showed up with a hat and a plan, teaching me how a real trader stands. No more chasing every candle high. You whispered, baby, let the losers fly. Now I ride your wave.
Jose in the house. What up, G?
Scooter, I can't hide. Rocket scooter, you're my number one love in the market. We're never done. I didn't know when until you came. Rocket scooter, my breakout flame. I thought I knew trading, but I didn't know love.
Let's see what we're giving away here. Leo. All right, let's see. We're giving away a funded next 25K rapid while we keep an eye on this droppage. We could just V right back up if this was tweet related. Let me open up the little giveaway engine. All right. Stand by, just setting up the little giveaway engine here. 55, to me, 55%, or basically no edge here. See here. All right. Funded next. All right, guys, type funded next in chat. Type funded next in chat. We are doing a 25K rapid. Funded next 25K rapid. Giveaway time. All right, let's see what else. Let's see what other news we got this week. Okay, tomorrow's CPI. I just think tomorrow's gonna be a shit show. Tomorrow's CPI. Petroleum status report, 10:30 Eastern. And then Thursday, jobless claims. And normal day on Thursday. Jolts Friday. Yeah. Tomorrow will probably be wild. But I don't know. It's been like catalyst after catalyst after catalyst in this market. So I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like the levels are just going to be I feel like the levels are going to be convoluted. Yeah, I might just take my money and run for the week. We'll see. I mean, I'll still watch the session, but I might just sit on my hands as far as executions go. And then kind of reevaluate where the levels come up on Thursday. System M just says just reduce your size, WTF. Yeah, but I mean, usually, like, if my edge is there, I'm putting on my size. You know? At least half size. Like, my intuition's usually pretty good about the sessions. Sitting in another stable block here, so a lot of liquidity right here. Market stabilized now. Victor's in the house. Guys, if you've been here before, stamp the room shows up in chat. You know what to do. Hit the like button as well. Alright, let's read the specs for this account. Funded Next Rapid. 25K. So it's a $1,500 target. $1,000 max loss. No daily loss limit. Heather said the room shows up. Hey, Heather. No activation fee. No minimum benchmark days. 10 micros or 2 minis in the challenge. And 3 minis or 15 micros in funded. Which always shocks me. A lot of size for the drawdown ratio. And you could do it's 40% consistency. Oh, congrats. Spencer said pass his Lucid eval finally. Took 2 weeks. Hey, 2 weeks. Nothing wrong with it taking 2 weeks. That probably just means you were managing risk correctly. You know, if you're passing an eval in 1 day, you're probably YOLOing it. All right, guys, two minutes till we spin the wheel. And then we'll do a poll afterwards too. Darb killed it with this play. Minute 30. Damn. Yeah. Nice rippage here. Yeah, 55% edge. Not enough to take it, but still not great watching it rip. With my well, that would have been, yeah, 120. Yeah, it would have come right to my stop area. All right, guys, type fun next in chat. Spinning it in 20 seconds. 156 entries. Smash that like button. Smash. All right. Giveaway. Giveaway time. We love the giveaways. We got another giveaway today as well. Hey, THX, I see you say you missed the move. Don't tilt now. Don't try to play catch up. You know that's dangerous. Not financial advice, but I know that's the feeling I sometimes get when I miss a move. I'm like, I feel like market owes me something. All right, here we go. Time to pick a winner. This is a funded next giveaway. Funded next. 25K rapid. In 5. Oh, Lord Kick's in the house. Farina's in the house. THX. All right, here we go. And pick a winner in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, this is it. This is it. Bryce 5080. My dog. Bryce 5080. You in the house? Bryce. Damn, Bryce with a fast response. Bryce is on it. Congrats, Bryce. Here is how you claim your prize. Click the link in the description for the Discord. Go to the contest channel in that Discord. You are going to message the admin name Slacks, and he gonna hook you up. Nice. Congrats. That's a funded next 25K rapid, and we are giving away another account today. We got other giveaways. Let's look back at those stats. I was happy with my stats today. Let's see where they at. Curve today. I'm happy with that. I tell you, I've been real happy with my accuracy the last 3 weeks. You know, I've been clocking in 70%, which is that's all the way at my top end. So I guess I probably got some 55-45% sessions coming, because I can't keep this up. I just know that's not possible. So we'll see, because something's got to bring my average, my 3-week average down to like 68, 69, 67, something like that. But hey, while I'm clocking in 70 plus, I'm gonna keep admiring it. Although since adopting Rocket Screwed, I guess 70 plus is a lot more. It's a lot more common for me. My average trade time long today compared to usual. It's usually shorter than that. Ben's asking which trades I took today. I'll show my executions again real quick, but I went over them. I went over all of them earlier in the session, because there was a whole discussion points around them. But I could just show them real quick. just in case you're curious. Let me scroll back here. So there was a short at London Open. There was a long in the middle of today's morning, around 10 a.m. And then there was a short. Well, the short started here, only tiny piece of the position. And I was deciding to scale in here or here. I ended up luckily scaling in at the top. And then took that off. And then there was a long here in this rotation. And nothing since then. I flirted with a long here on this news drop. But it started to get a little bit too close to where my stop would be. So right here, as it was dropping, I was like, well, we're right by where my stop would be. I can enter and just, allow a little bit more overshoot. It would have worked, but I said to myself, it feels like neutral or maybe 55% edge. Not really enough to take the trade, Yeah, showing the execute, it just distracts the chart. So I like to keep them off. Also, I don't want to overanalyze my executions and have them change the way that I trade. Because I have a tendency to try to over-optimize things. So, like, when I don't look at that kind of stuff, it's because when I look at it, I start thinking about it. Mario, I only trade micros in the prop accounts. In my regular account, I trade minis. Wouldn't make sense to trade micros in my regular account. I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna EN Pi outs. I'm gonna answer your question and also Mario. Mario, in the prop accounts, I'm trading TPT and Lucid right now. I only started trading prop accounts recently when we started this stream, so those are the only two I've got experience with right now. And ENP. I'm not sure if you're talking about trading in general or which prop accounts. ENP. What's the best to start off with? ENP. What's the best to start off with? If you're talking about prop accounts, I don't know. I started off with TPT because they were the easiest to understand the rules for, because there was only one choice on the site. The best way to really navigate prop accounts is going to be the scoring website, which Matt, the creator of this channel, is developing. It's going to assign a prop score and you'll be able to see difficulty-wise, value-wise, what the score is for a particular prop account and compare them to others. And there'll also be a weighting system so that it can help you. It prevents companies from trying to game the scoring system. Yeah, it is subjective. I saw Leo said it's subjective. It depends on your trading style, and what sort of drawdown you take. Like if someone takes a lot of huge risk reward trades and they have a low accuracy, I don't know if something like TPT or Lucid would work for them, because you have to navigate through drawdown more. My profit to drawdown ratio is usually pretty healthy because I don't take huge risk reward trades. I favor higher accuracy. Frazier's in the house. What's up, Frazier? EMP, no, my live accounts are with Ninja Trader. Jamori is asking about ARB. So, I do not use ARB. I don't use the ARB indicator. I've said it a few times on the stream. So I don't use the ARB indicator because to me, there's not enough data for it yet. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be good, but all I know for sure is that Matt invented it. Matt is forward testing it. And when he has numbers and samples and more statistics around it, that's when I'll consider incorporating it into my game. I'm just very picky with adding something to my game. And forward testing can be expensive, so I'd rather someone else do it. So if I had it on my screen right now, it'd just be something more that my brain would need to filter and interpret, but it wouldn't play into my decision making, so it would be detrimental to me. Oh, I had a poll for chat. Guys, smash that like button. I had a poll for chat. Something I was interested in learning from you guys. Let's see. Let me separate this tab out so I can write it in. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Okay. Okay. So this relates to item number... What's the agenda at? This relates to item number 4 on the agenda that we had today. Short squeezes and sudden moves create decision pressure, right? For example, when we just had that news drop, I bet a lot of people had decision pressure. They're like, oh my God, am I going to miss the move? Like the decision window is crunched because you get all of a sudden a fast move. So when you get short squeezes or fast moves with high decision pressure, this is what the question I have for you all is about. What causes the most decision pressure for you? And then the choices are fast moves, missing entries. Well, I guess those are the same. Fast moves. Being in profit. And it whips. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. What causes the most decision pressure for you? Is it fast moves and you're asking yourself, should you enter? Or is it being in profit during a fast move? You know, so you're like, okay, should I exit? When you see news moves, you enter real quick and get out. So, I mean, that's kind of a personal preference. The problem with trading like that for some people is that, like, it's difficult to manage risk because when you get these sudden news moves, they tend to cause temporary illiquidity, right? Like, that's the reason I was thinking about taking a long here when we got that sudden drop, is because, you know, we suddenly get this whippy action down here, and I'm like, okay, you know, like, participants have kind of, there's not heavy participation here. The reason I didn't take it, I just didn't feel that the edge was there. There wasn't enough edge. But, you know, I felt decision pressure right there as well. I was like, because all of a sudden the move's happening, so the decision window is compressed. Market's moving faster. ENP asking which challenge I think is the best. I don't know. I mean, the TPT 25Ks are pretty easy to pass because the profit target and the drawdown is the same. I passed like I passed 3 or 4 of those in the last two or 3 weeks. I think 3. I have three funded accounts now. 3 or 4. I gotta check the dashboard. I've only started trading one of them. Most people saying fast moves and then they're deciding should they enter or not. 17 minutes to power hour. Guys, smash the like button. JB14 said, Matt makes 20K and you blow your account. That's your decision pressure? Oh, man. See, that's why I don't show my regular account, because I don't know. People try to compare themselves to other people's numbers. That's, you know, you should try to compare yourself to other people's stats. EMP, yeah, no payout yet. I'm building the accounts. I don't want to just take a payout. I want to try. We were talking about this yesterday. TPT does not have a. You don't have to take a payout. Like, you can wait and keep building it up. They don't say, like, there's no payout cap, so you can just keep building the account. So because I started with the 25K account, I just want to keep building it up and build a buffer, and then maybe take some bigger trades in it, because the trailing drawdown, according to chat, the trailing drawdown stops following you. So, you know, if you make 1,500, 3,000, 4,000, at one point you can just keep making a small P&L, and then once you get up to $5,000, $10,000 profit, you've got all that you can draw down, so you can take bigger trades. I only started trading the props a few weeks ago, so and I'm not trading them aggressively, trying to, you know, I'm not like burning through evals, trying to YOLO them once they go live. I'm just trading them very, very, like, risk-wise, I'm trading them like they're mini accounts. And the main reason for that is I don't want to develop bad habits, you know? I don't want to develop bad habits. Green Hunters, that I don't know. I only got my first Lucid funded account last week, so I don't really know if the buffer follows you or not. I don't really know. And that's what I was talking about yesterday. It's a lot to keep track of, you know? Which account is at which profit and all this, you know. Regular trading is so much easier. You just have one account that you're trading per day. Like, I have 2 futures accounts that I trade in different market environments, just so I can, like, mentally separate my smaller size from my larger size environment. But other than that, like, it's a lot less to think about.
It looks like math, but it feels like prophecy.
EMP, you've been trading Lucid for 2 weeks and you keep breaching them after you pass? I mean, maybe you're taking too much risk. I don't know. To me, like, if you take your, like, if you have like a 65% win rate, I feel like if you take the available drawdown, divide it by 5, and you risk that per trade, you know, it's going to be hard to have 5 losers in a row if your accuracy is 65%. Oh, Lore Kick says TPT has a payout cap at 10K daily. Well, I won't run into that issue because it's going to take me a long time to get enough drawdown that I would be able to size a position safely to make 10K in one day on one account. So I don't think that's going to be an issue for me. Like, it'll probably take me a couple months to get up to like 5,000 in profit on them. Like it took me between a week, 1 to 2 weeks to pass an eval. So I figure, you know, it's gonna take a while for me to build up the buffer so that I could trade with bigger size in them. What's a Pro Plus? My accounts are Pro. They're like, it's yellow. I've only activated one of them. The rest say go to Pro, I think they say. Let me look at my dashboard. Take profit trader. Yeah, like they have, it says go to Pro, but you don't have to click it. Because once you click it, then it becomes, like goes live. Pro Plus is live? I don't know. Why would I want to trade their live account? I might as well just move to a different prop then. Because the taxes are going to suck. The taxes suck on props as it is. But like once it's live, I don't know. I don't know if there's any point in trading it. Leo, I only clicked it for one of them. The rest I'm leaving staged. You know what? I keep saying I'm waiting for the environment to get better before I activate all the funded accounts, but I'm like I don't know. My stats are fine. I should probably just be trading them. I think I'm just talking myself out of trading them. I don't know. Yeah, Nevada has no capital gains tax. It's one of the main reasons I moved here. My girlfriend wanted to move to Arizona, but the amount that I saved by not paying state income tax, it was, I mean, I would not be able to stomach living somewhere that has state income tax. It cost me way too much.
You've been chasing strats for far too long. Chasing ghosts of trades gone wrong. You mapped it out, you know the way.
Oh yeah, Leo. No state income tax here. No state income tax here, no state income tax in Washington. No state income tax in Texas. Lord Kick, there's different futures are taxed differently. Not the entire balance of your futures capital gains is not taxed the same. Part of its tax is long-term gains. I mean, speak to a tax advisor about that. You know, I can't give financial advice, but Oscar, what up? But no, taxes on the prop accounts are not going to be like a live account for futures. Futures have really good tax benefits. Yeah, Florida, no state income tax. Now everywhere has different ways of accumulating their taxes. Like in Nevada, they have different registration taxes. In some places, they have higher sales tax, you know, but there's great advantages to Nevada, and I like it because of the weather too. Vegas is pretty underrated. People just think of the Strip. It's a lot more than that. Guys, we're almost at 200 likes. Smash that like button. We're a little low on attendance today. I hadn't pre-scheduled the stream. That was my error. At least now I know it makes a difference. You know what? I'll probably schedule tomorrow's right now. All right, we're going to do a giveaway during Power Hour. Did anyone long that news sell-off? If you long that news sell-off, let us know in chat. We want to know. It's tomorrow, 11th? March 11th, 1:30. I'm gonna start scheduling it the day before, and then I'll just rename it. Sam, you scalped 10 points. See, Wizen bought it. Damn, I missed out. I had my finger on the button, but I was like, 55%. Felt like 55% to me. I still think I made the right decision, even though it worked out. I'd rather manage risk and not overtrade it. But it worked out nice. So for everyone who called it, nice. Ugh, you know what I should ask? Did anyone short it? Did anyone short down there and get smoked? Any smokage? Those kind of moves can lead to account destruction for sure. I am liquidity shorted from the top. Nice. Do you like it right in downtown or like suburb area? No, I live in suburbs. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna. I don't know if shorts are gonna get bailed out today. Hey, Saints, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Listen, it happens to the best of them. Happens to the best of them. You got your family here. Five minutes to Power Hour. Smash the like button. We're almost at 200, fam. It's highly liquid here. Well, not highly liquid. It's liquid, but it's pretty stable here. You longed oil? Let's see what oil's doing. Let's do USO. Is USO the best ticker to use for oil? Because I don't think I have the oil futures. Let me see. Nope. Averaged into ES at the SPY in the middle of the range and took it up to 680 for 22 points. Lemux, nice. Nice trade and nice name. I like the name. Oh, Sam, CL. I know CL, but so this isn't my regular data feed. This is a data account that's just for Rocket Scooter. So I don't have all of the data active. I think it's an AMP account. Does anyone know what the name of the data package I need to activate so that I have gold and oil and stuff? Because I don't have gold or oil. Lure kick. That's exactly right. Yeah. 60-40 split. Part of it's short-term, part of it's long-term capital gains tax. So it averages out. Lord kick. That's correct. It is correct. The entire capital gains is not taxed as long as short-term capital gains with futures. Comex and NYMEX. You know what? Let me see. Is it AMP or is it Optimus? It might be Optimus. Let me check. I opened an account only for the purpose of using it for Rocket Scooter data. Let's see. Okay, here's what it's Optimus. I just have for Optimus, just for the use of Rocket Scooter, I have CME level 1. CME level 1, which is all I need for NASDAQ and S&P. So what should I add? Let me see. What exchanges gold on and what exchanges oil on? Let me see. Crude, oil, NYMEX? Let's see. Let me just see. Which? COMEX? Okay, so I need to add COMEX. Okay, so I have CME level 1. I need to add NYMEX and COMEX? Or is CME and COMEX the same? See, these are the kind of things like I set up and then I never really know what they are. I just talk to them and tell them what tickers I need. Okay, so it's CME, COMEX, and NYMEX. Or is just 3 different? Is that what it is? Okay, cool. I'm gonna screenshot this. I'll contact them. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Now I have all of that. I have access to all that on my regular trading account, but NinjaTrader does not allow their data feed, CQG data. It doesn't allow API connections to NinjaTrader. So you have to open a separate data account somewhere else. So, because like I have all of the tickers available in NinjaTrader. You know, like if I open up NinjaTrader and I try to type in, you know, whatever, let's see, like if I want to open up, whatever, I can open up any ticker in Ninja. Let's see, GC. Let me type in GC. GC. Right? I got gold futures right. There we go. Did it update yet? Oh, it's loading. There we go. Right? So gold futures are working fine in Ninja. I just don't have that data in I don't have that data in that account set up for Rocket Scooter use. See, Wisdom says, has anyone heard of Top 1 futures? I have not heard of them. I wouldn't be the person to ask though. But I'm sure they'll be on the scoring site when it gets released, hopefully soon. All right, guys, it's officially Power Hour. Power Hour is upon us. Where do we go from here? Let's see what we got.
When the market sleeps, when greed runs deep and silence creeps.
I don't think we sell off. I don't know.
The rocket scooter reaper.
Almost to 200 likes, guys. Someone said predatory accounts for top one. Really? Let's put NASDAQ back up. See, market really has no rhyme or reason here because there's plenty of liquidity now in this spot. M, what's going on, M? The room shows up. M showed up. Let's see what account we're going to be giving away in Power Hour. Oh, fun. Oh, a little different here. Oh, I can't wait to give this account away. A little secret. Oh, my first time giving one of these away. I can't wait. I can't say it. I can't say it. I will say it once we start. But I'm excited. Boosted Dime says Lucid. Nah, it's not. It might be. You never know. Ooh, I'm excited. That's good. Someone's going to be really excited to win it. I tell you that. It's really good. Matt already said it? Did he? I don't know. Matt's not the one who... Slacks is the one who told me what to give away, so I don't know. Matt might not have known. They're trying to trick me? I wonder if Darb's out there. Guys, make sure you go to Darb's stream tonight. He came up with this playlist. Oh, Matoski said Lucid tomorrow. Okay. Make sure you go to Darb's stream tonight. 7 p.m. Eastern. And when you're there, make sure you say thank you for the playlist. Because he posted this playlist. It's really nice. Charms. Charms, it was a pretty active session. It was a pretty active session. Rocket Scooter saved me this morning from adding to my short too early. Definitely scroll back and hear the overview of that if you want to know how Rocket Scooter saved me this morning. Oh, bulls on bottom. This is a good song. Turn it up a little bit. Turn up 1 dB.
Bulls on bottom, arriba let go. Liquidity pocket,
Hey, Lord Kick, do you YOLO the pro accounts to try to get a big payout, or do you trade them sensibly? I'm just wondering. I've been trying to figure out from the community if people YOLO the pro funded accounts, or if, like, when you have multiples. It felt like there was more liquidity up top than down low. Like, liquidity dropped when we got lower. The market was more liquid up there. So I'm being cautious. Because that liquidity up there can be, that can be attractive, an attractive place for the market to want to close. So I'm just being careful. Jaw Lim says it's cooked. On the 1 minute, the barcode is crazy. Yeah, a little bit easier to read on the tick chart, 5,000 tick chart. It looks pretty clean. I mean, it doesn't look clean, but it's just easier to read. I am liquidity. You use 5 minute and a 2,000 chick, and for 1 minute for entry. Not bad. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes a 5,000 tick is nice. Wild Deuce said, when you have a funded account with a consistency requirement, if you catch a monster trade, is it better to hold it and drive that thing as far away from liquidation? Well, I think that's going to be a personal choice. I think there's advantages to both. Okay. Like, let's say you have a huge trade in it. I think that's going to drive up it's going to give you a big buffer. But the problem then is you're going to need to trade a lot more to get to payout. But if you're patient, I think that can help you, because then you have a huge buffer. You could take more risk, and you could just, you can grind it higher from there until you meet consistency. I'm pretty sure that's what Matt did on his. There was one brand of account that he traded, and I think he got like a $300,000 payout or something. $330,000. I think he had payouts or balance or something. I think he had to take the payouts one little bit at a time because they changed the rule. But I don't know the exact what company it was, but I know that he did that at the beginning. Took aggressive trades, got a big buffer, blew the consistency number, but then I think was just patient and just grew it over time once he had that big buffer. And then that's how he got to the point where he met consistency, but had a big profit in those accounts. Oh, here you go. Matoski's in chat. Tradeify. He did it with Tradeify. So blew the consistency on purpose, you know? Who asked that question? Wild Deuces. Wild Deuces. Good question. Good question. Oh, look, Saints. Saints has got to be an OG in chat. Because Saints said straight Tradeify before Matoski even said Tradeify. Saints knew. Okay, I think today, if you were here last week, like if you're a regular, you already know this, but if you weren't here, or if you're not a regular yet, one of the things I talk about a lot of times is reading the session, like towards the start of the day. I'll look at Neon Seeds, which is my own algo, and see where the levels are clustered. And then once the rocket scooter levels come out at the open, I'll make kind of a secondary read. But one of the things you could see on today's chart, there's levels. Like, there's clusters of levels throughout the entire chart, you know? And the more clustered and the more, like, layered the levels are like that, the more it's going to be like liquidity, gap, liquidity, gap, liquidity, gap. And if those layers are too close together, it can cause some very difficult to read non-directional action. Obviously, we had the short squeeze that swept through a bunch of levels, but it could just make it difficult to have directional edge when you've got the levels clustered together like that, versus when it's just very clean to be like, okay, I'm trading off of this level. There's a huge gap below it. There's nothing there. And let's say you're long bias. You hit the level. You know if you're wrong. You know if you're right. So, you know, that's part of the nuance of, I guess, reading the session. Like, if you look at the ES chart, you know, there's levels up and down the whole range. But the gaps between them, a little bit on the tight side. You know, I look at this. Between close and bear zone, you know, it's like 14, 15 points. You know, it's enough, but you got to basically catch almost the entire thing to get a full trade out of it. The MHP bear zone trade, to me, that was the best trade because look, you got MHP and bear zone, and then what do you have? You got a nice, you know, what is this? 68, 58, 48. You know, you got a nice, at least 20 points below it. So you got kind of more breathing room. So more room to know if you're wrong. More room to cut the trade. Or I guess you could scale in that far lower. But based on DD ratio and MHP resilience this morning, I'm sure a lot of people hit that MHP and bear zone top combo pretty hard. Positive DD ratio, positive MHP, bear zone top. Laru coming in with a reminder. It is almost giveaway time. We'll do the giveaway in 6 minutes. All right. So what are we giving away? This is why I'm excited. Because this account I know all about. Because it's a TPT account. We're giving away a TPT 50K account. So I already know it's $3,000 target. It's $2,000 drawdown. It's 40% consistency. It's trailing drawdown, but it stops following you after a certain amount once you're funded. The TPT accounts are good. TPT accounts are good. I've found them very easy to work with. There's only one choice. So it's cool. So let me fire up the little giveaway engine. But we're not doing it for 6 minutes, so. Trailing's only in funded? No, there's trailing drawdown in the there's trailing drawdown in the eval. At least I don't know. I mean, I was trading it as if there was. I would have probably been able to pass him a little quicker if there wasn't. But I'm pretty sure there is. Oh, it's end of day on eval? Huh. Oh, I wish I knew that before. Whatever. Whatever. They're still easy to pass either way. They're 1-to-1. The 25Ks are 1-to-1, so. And, you know, Take Profit Trader, I know the site is not out yet, but I heard Matt say on his stream a couple of days ago that I think TPTs rank very high for I think TPTs rank very high for like their score.
I hacked the code overnight. The truth. 9 years in the trenches in the fire. Let's rewind. When the door first cracked open, this ain't luck. This is blood on the token. 2016, 41, punching in at the office grind. 5 days a week, 9 to 5, leaving dreams behind.
KH Kahariz, someone, is asking a question. How do I trade trailing drawdown? You have a hard time trading it. So I think, like, I don't really trade for huge, like 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1 trades. My style is usually, I'm like a 1-to-1 trade for me. That's, I mean, I'm not really, statistically not usually going over that. Let's see my stats from today. Largest winning trade, 516. Largest lose. Well, this isn't really this is only one day. This is not representative of like my, no. Like I say average winning trade 114, average losing trade 82. You know, I clocked in a good accuracy today, but I would think that over the course of, usually over the course of a longer period of time. Let's look at my Twitter. There's some of the evals I passed, posted on my Twitter. Let me see. Let's see this one. Largest average winning trade 26, average losing trade 27. So you could see that's actually less than 1-to-1. Oh, the screenshot doesn't. Damn it! It's not wide enough. Let me move this over a little bit. There we go. Right, so average loser, average winner. The average winner is actually a little smaller than the average loser. And then I think there's a lucid one in here as well. Oh, stats over stacks. Guess what? Sir Darb created a song. He played it for me He played it last night on his stream. It's called Stats Over Stacks. He said it was in honor of me saying, focus on your stats. Don't worry about everyone else's P&L if your number's smaller or bigger than someone else's. Look. Anyways, this account, average winning 88, average loser 144. See, they're way different there, but the accuracy was 71%, which kept it sound, kept the overall stats sound, right? So I would say that's how I do it, because I just trade how I normally trade, and my normal trading is, those are kind of how my stats come out. So yeah, so I mean that's how I work around trailing drawdown. I didn't really have to change much. I just traded like normal. I would say for some people who have low accuracy but high risk reward, if that's their style, the trailing drawdown might be very difficult for them. Because like there's some people who have like low 40s risk accuracy, but then they have like 2-to-1, 3-to-1 trades. I don't know. That style never really worked for me. The most discretionary part of my trading is where, other than just reading the overall session feel, but feeling out where to take profit. So, I would have a difficult time if I was just like, nope, I'm holding it to 3-to-1. Like this morning, let's take a look. This morning, that short I took at London Open. Let me see. Let me bring up the executions. I mean, look, you could see I scaled in and then I captured 33 points. 33 points, but I mean, look how far it went. right? 200 points. But it's just, to me, like, I didn't know. This could have been the end of the move where I took profit and then it keeps going, you know? So to me, if I always held for longer, bigger moves, you know, it would just drive my accuracy way down. That's just statistics. Now, of course, I could have held a runner. I didn't hold a runner, but it was also like 4:30 in the morning, and I didn't wake up to take this trade. I just woke up and looked at the chart, and it just happened to be right before London Open. It just happened to be coming into this seeds level, and I was like, dude, like, just put on this trade. But then I put on the trade, and I was like, all right, it's getting the TP. It's time to go back to bed. So I went back to bed. So I wouldn't keep a runner and go to sleep. Giveaway time. All right. Miss Miyagi, my sleep schedule. So I actually trade. I actually live on East Coast market time. When I moved to the West Coast, I never changed any of my clocks. I sleep on, I eat on, I live on East Coast schedule. I deviate from it slightly at the weekends, but like for the most part, you know, like I go to bed at like 7:30 in the evening. Because, you know, I wake up at 4. Well, I guess I go to bed between 7:30 and 9, I guess. But like all my clocks, everything's on East Coast time. Drives my girlfriend crazy, but we've been together over 5 years. She's used to it. But don't forget, like when I go to bed at 7:30, my clock says 10:30 because I'm living on East Coast time. So even when I'm like, I go away every summer internationally, I still keep my phone. I keep my phone on market time, and I just add like a little widget so I could see the local time of wherever I am on my phone. But my main time, I always keep it on. I always keep it on market time, you know. Larry said, "Justin, don't get married." Nah, I got a really good girl. We're getting married for sure. I talked about it maybe 2 weeks ago. I also have like a lighting system in my house, Philips Hue, and what it does is it's mainly in the kitchen area. I have a flipped layout, but it's mainly in the main living area. It kind of simulates the sunrise and the sunset. It helps with your brain chemistry so that you start to get tired. So like I'll close all the blinds and I'll start to, as the kind of virtual sunset is happening, I'll start to feel more relaxed, even though it's only like 3 or 4 in the afternoon in Vegas time. You know, it feels like sunset in my house, and my clock says it's sunset on the East Coast. I don't know. Circadian rhythm, exactly. Oh, look, someone asked how's living in Vegas, but look, their name, shorts are way faster. What a name. Vegas is great. Vegas is really cool. Not because of the strip or anything, just because, number one, it's really good for taxes. Number two, it's beautiful weather. And number three, I mean, everything's very, very clean and new. And the suburbs of Vegas are beautiful. I mean, there's obviously rough areas and stuff, but where I live, it's really nice. And I made some good friends here, too. Levi Jones heard not because of the stripper. Not because of the strip. You just need really good AC? Yeah, my house has got good AC. Have I met Rips? I have not met Rips, no. But I'm only new to this online streaming or whatever, so, you know. I keep a pretty low profile. I keep to myself for the most part. I have like 3 friends. I mean, I have acquaintances, but, you know, takes a lot for me to say someone's my friend. No, you guys are my friends, but, you know, I mean, like, friends that I kind of see IRL. Although, you know what? I'm sure we'll all have a meetup. Another rocket scooter meetup one day. What's the best neighborhood in Vegas? I don't know. I like... There's a few. I like Mountain's Edge. Boosted Dime said, what do you do in Vegas? Isn't all about the strip? Nah, it's not all about the strip. Forget the strip. Hike. Be outside. Get smoked in an A-main racing cars. Sure, Boosted Dime knows all about that. Mount Charleston. Mount Charleston's cool. Green Hunters. Laru. Laru. All right, we're monitoring. Laru always comes in with a good reminder for me. All right, we got 191 entries. Guys, smash the like button. We're almost at 250. We spin the wheel. We'll spin the wheel when we get to 250 likes. We're almost there. Good golf courses. Yeah, there's good golf courses. I don't play golf, though. Someone said the strip is dead. The strip's actually not dead. I think that's just a news... I think that's a news thing. I think that's a news thing. Because the strip is still pretty busy. I was there a few weeks ago. I don't know what I was there for. I might have been getting gelato. Pistachio gelato from Italy. Nice. Almost as good as pistachio gelato from Italy. One like away from spinning that wheel. Guys, thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, welcome to the family. If you've been here before, welcome our newcomers by typing in our chat chant. The room shows up. Stamp it in chat. Thank you so much for being here. All right, here we go. Mario says the room shows up. All right, giveaway time. Lies. You were 152? All right, I see we're... Wow, we're... Okay, we've all of a sudden jumped... The likes have all of a sudden jumped up. It's time to spin the wheel. Here we go. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. This is it. This is the biggest giveaway. Come on. Dr. Oh, I think this person won before recently. Dr. Quasar. ZZXY Moke Shop's in the house. Wait, what's going on with chat? No, I can't see. I'm trying to see where this person is. Oh, wow. It's going really fast. It's going really fast. Okay, hold on. Dr. Quasar X. Let me see. Type something in chat if you're the winner. Let's see. Dr. Quasar is here. You have not won an account before. Congratulations. You's a winner. And Quasar, guess what? You waited? You waited for a really good one to win. You just won a 50K TPT, which I'm pretty sure is like one of the best, which I'm pretty sure is one of the best accounts. Which I'm pretty sure is one of the best accounts. Okay. So first of all, congratulations, because that's a big win. That's a big win. Somebody B71 said that's a funny way to pronounce somebody. So Dr. Q. Dr. Q. I like that. Dr. Q, here's what you gonna do. You gonna, guys, smash the like button. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to the link in the description for the Discord. Go to the contest channel. Message an admin named Slacks with a picture of your YouTube ID. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna do something that he does very well. He's gonna hook you up. Nice. Hey, Dead Chris. We went over all the trades, but NASDAQ. I traded NASDAQ, but today was very much a day that I used S&P levels as proxy because the NASDAQ levels were pretty. I used Rocket Scooter ES levels as proxy because the levels were pretty convoluted. Or not convoluted. The levels were lacking on NASDAQ. In micro, it depends on the risk. In micro, you know, it could be up to. It depends on the risk on the trade. But like, let me see. I have a calculator. So if I'm doing, let's say 35% of the total trade risk at the initial probe, and then scaling in at the second level with the remaining percentage of risk. If I'm using a 67-point total stop on the trade, which would mean around a 31 to 32 point stop on the scale, if I'm taking $500 of risk, that would be equivalent of 1.3 micros at the probe, so 1, and 5 micros at the scale. And let's say I wanted to take no probe risk. I only wanted to trade deeper in the level. Then it would be 7.8 micros. All right, so I have a calculator. I'm a little bit less rigid with it in my regular account because I'm just used to flowing in and out of positions, and I'm more used to the numbers. But the micros and, you know, the smaller risk amounts, it's a little bit, you know, I don't have muscle memory for these numbers, so. And Mario, just to sort of give you a visual around that. Let me give you a visual. So let's give you a visual here. So let's go all the way back. So this morning's trade is a perfect example of that probe and add method. So you could see my executions and my exit, but let me just show you. So here's the initial level where I'd be doing the probe, the initial entry, right? And then I'm using a 60, in this particular trade this morning, it was a 67-point stop from that initial probe, right? Let me just draw it, right? So here's the initial small entry. Here's the overall stop on the trade. And then how did I get to add right here, right? I have certain geometry. I had certain geometry set up for the trade. So if I draw this tool, right, you could see this was my add line, right? So I just redrew the tools as I had drawn them this morning. So in this trade, I think I risked more on this trade, but just let's use a $500 example. I don't remember how much I risked, but anyways, let's use the $500 example, and let's say 35% of the total risk on the trade is right here. So it would be about $134 per contract from micro to short here and get stopped out 67 points higher. And it would be about $64 per micro to enter short here and get stopped out here, because this distance is a lot less, right? So the probe entry, according to this calculator, 1.3 micros, so 1 micro. And here at the add level, it will be 5.1 micros, so 5 micros, right? Now, based on this geometry, on this risk geometry, if I enter here, scale here, and get stopped out here, the overall trade will lose about 500 bucks. Now, sometimes if we're in a more volatile environment where we're overshooting levels a lot more, I won't have a probe. I'll just add all the size here at the deeper level, right? So that's just kind of that's just like a little brief overview of what I'm talking about when I say how I'm kind of managing that risk geometry. I mean, the risk geometry on every trade is not the same, but that's just kind of an overall example. Super Rants, what's up? Great questions today, guys. Great questions. A lot of good questions. Great to have everyone in chat. Starting to see a lot of familiar names.
Keeping time, EST, baby, this trade is mine. Rise to riches, I'm staking my claim. Rocket scooter, fuels the flame. Push fan lips, P&L's high. Rise to riches, I'm touching the sky.
Super Rant said up almost 100K. Nice. In 1 week? That's a great week. Solid. I mean, assuming you didn't risk $2 million to make your 100K.
Prop firm funded, I'm breathing new air. Rocket scooters too.
Super, how much are you risking per trade? Super Rants. What was your risk per trade approximately? 10K? 10R? 10R a week? It's only Tuesday and you're already up 10R? 10 risk units? Nice. That's good. That's good. Stats over stacks, right? 10R. And chat, the reason I asked that was just because, like, if you make 100K, but you risk 10K per trade, and you made 100K in 2 days, 10 risk units, solid. But what happened if Super Rant said he was risking $150,000 per trade? Then the stats are much different, right? So that's why I asked that. But Super Rant's nice. 10R, that's solid. That's a great segue into this song. Let me add this song to the playlist. It's called Stats Over Stacks. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm not really prepared. I don't really have what I need to play it. It's not set up that way. ES getting crazy. 24.9. This would be the only level to trade off of. I don't know if there's any proxy level on. Bull zone support. See, the problem is, wouldn't feel comfortable hitting it hard because you got MHP right below it. So you have to like scale in. It's like a whole, I don't know. Let me just draw up the geometry on it just so I have it just in case. 47. Be what? 92? 92 points. Let's see. 18 minutes to mock, or 8 minutes to mock. 18 minutes to close. Smash the like button. We're creeping up to 300.
Waited all day, now it's my time. Half gaps here, I'm claiming what's mine. No stop loss, blue
62-point candle. Nice.
I'm placing my bet. Half gap, right, screaming proud. Cross the tray, we're shaking the crowd. Half gap, right, bags piled high. PNL soaring, we're touching the sky.
Trump truth. Where does Trump post all the stuff? Does he post it? What is truth? So what is Truth Social? Is that like an alternate to Twitter? I don't really know what it is. Truth Social? Is it Truth Social or Trump Social? Doesn't Trump have his own like social media website? Truth Social or Trump Social? Truth Social. Is it like an alternate Twitter? It's a Twitter he made. Got it. Yeah, never been there. Never seen it.
Stack it, rack it.
It's a Twitter clone. Is there a lot of people? Is there a lot of people on that website? Does he post to Twitter and Truth Social at the same time?
I was blind,
One person on that site.
chasing every flame, dreaming on borrowed wisdom, playing a losing game.
Oh, it's conservative leaning. I thought isn't.
Came rolling in,
I don't know. Wouldn't it be neutral? I guess conservative is drawn to it or something.
my heart belongs.
I don't really get too much into the politics.
No
Keep my eye on the market. That's about it.
schooling has changed.
I can't keep up with who's mad at who said the wrong thing. I can't keep up with all that.
Set in my hands, you clear my mind. Oh, scooter, rocket, scooter,
Everyone's saying he made it after he was banned from Twitter.
change my life this time.
Before Elon made it X. Yeah, I don't know. I don't appreciate that it was renamed. I thought Twitter was a great name. Because people would say they tweeted stuff, and that was like a word that made sense.
Path is clear.
Like the biggest value of Twitter, I thought, was the name. Because the name was also an action that you could do. So I think it was stupid to rename it. It's like stupid. Yeah, you can buy it and rename it. I guess you can buy it and rename it, but like the general consensus, everyone says X is dumb. I remember when I first got Twitter set up. I set up my Twitter a couple weeks ago, and let's see how many followers I've got now. I've been on my way up to 100 followers. Let's see if I'm there. Oh, Matt just posted. I only follow 4 people on Twitter, so it's easy for me to... I always see Matt's posts. Matt had a 96K day. He shorted an upper DD band. Let's see. Okay. So Matt made 96K. Solid day for Matt. Not his biggest day, not his smallest day, but that's a good day for him. At least on the online, at least on the accounts he shares. Let's see. I'm at 98 followers. I'm almost at 100 followers. That's exciting. That's cool. Almost at 100 followers. Good stuff. The only problem I found is, like, even though I only follow 4 people, it shows me a lot of trash. Like, it'll show me like here. It's a dog stuck in a car and there's a fireman breaking the window. Like, why is it showing me that? You know? I don't, you know? Or it'll show me, like, it just shows me all this weird stuff. Like, so I don't know. Or like, it's showing me someone putting lighter fluid in a lighter. Showing me someone jumping into a river, swinging from a rope. Like, what? Why isn't it? I don't know. Oh no! If I watch it one time, I'll get 100 dog videos, 1,000 dog videos. Uh-oh. You know what's funny? A couple years ago, there's like a group in there's like a group in Facebook in Vegas, and I had to create a Facebook account because they post all of their events to Facebook, and I didn't have a Facebook account. So now I got Facebook. Now I got Twitter. But on Facebook, there's a add-on that I installed. It's called, what's it called? It removes all the junk. So I can only see, basically all I follow on Facebook is camera stuff, because I love camera. I collect like camera lenses, old school camera lenses. So a lot of these groups I belong to are like for portrait photography and vintage photography lenses, and a couple other groups, pizza making groups. Like, that's it. It doesn't show me any of the other junk. It's called Facebook Purity. That's what it's called. But I guess they don't have that for Twitter. All right, there's Mock. Coming into a decision block.
Shows the current when it's ready to flow. Lightning in the pocket, electric groove, liquidity hitting with the shockwave move. Bright little spark in a midnight tune.
Right at bull zone.
Flash in the dark, yeah, it rewrites the scene. Split
Eaton, you got a D500? Nice. My main cameras I use are, I have an old D700. I have a Fujifilm GFX 50S2. And I have a Leica M240. Those are the main 3 cameras. GFX 50S2, D700, and the Leica M240. And then my favorite lens is a Konica Hexanon 57mm f1.4. I have the f1.2, but I like the 1.4 better, which is crazy, but love me my cameras. Farina said, am I team Nikon or team Canon? No, I'm team Fujifilm and team Leica. Fujifilm and Leica. And between Canon and Nikon, I mean, I like both, but I have a D700. Old. That's an old school. It's got an old Panasonic sensor in it. They don't make that sensor anymore. Surprisingly, the photos straight out, I edit my photos post-process them. The photos straight out of the Leica, you'd think they'd be the best. They're terrible. The Fujifilm and the Nikon have much better pictures straight out of the camera than the Leica. Leica should be ashamed of themselves charging that much for cameras and not having good straight out of camera photos.
And the blessings come down. Then the market got wild. Started spinning around. The scooter showed the HP line. And child, stand your ground. Monthly map on the table. MHP.
I want to get a Leica M. I want to get a Leica Q43. Leica has a fixed lens camera that they offer. I think it comes with a 28mm Summicron. 43mm. They have a 43mm version of it and a 28mm version. But I don't know. I tend to like the older Leicas. I have some film cameras as well. I shoot film sometimes.
Days green. Hallelujah, scooter. Hope I found. Trains go up and blessings come down. Trains go up, blessings come down. Hallelujah. Lift that rocket scooter sound. Heads raised high like a Sunday crowd. Amen. Trains go up.
Yeah, it's funny. On the first stream, I think Chad asked me if I collect anything. I said no. I forgot. Camera and camera lenses. I forgot about that. Alternator is asking about resilience. So you can go off of NASDAQ and S&P each have their own separate hedge pressure and gap resiliences. So, I mean, they're independent of each other. So it's not like which one are you supposed to go off of. They're both valid. You know, they're both valid. Right now we're in an environment where for the most part the indexes are moving together. Sometimes one of the indexes will be a little bit disconnected from the other if there's one stock or one like let's say tech is going crazy but the overall market's not going crazy. NASDAQ will tend to disconnect a little bit from S&P. But like right now they're pretty connected. Like today, I was using the SPY levels as proxy. The ES levels as proxy for my NASDAQ trades because there really wasn't much to frame trades around on Rocket Scooter during that short squeeze. There was nothing there.
Paper hands crying on the timeline. Doing donuts in the bear market, feeling so fine. Diamond in the rough, nah, diamond in the crash.
Oh, Alternator asking, oh, do I mean the yellow, the white, or the blue? Okay, got it. So the orange line at the bottom, the orange resilience is monthly hedge pressure resilience. So that corresponds to the orange lines on the chart above. The cyan or blue line is for weekly hedge pressure. And then the gray line, I have it set up as individual dotted plots. That is half gap resilience. Or sorry, that's gap resilience. So they're for three different things. One thing I would say, there should be a link in the description for the boot camp. So Matt does a 20-day boot camp, goes over general market stuff and also goes over Rocket Scooter. I would say that would be really good to take. Number one, so that you can interpret the platform even better. But just overall, it's got good market information, regardless of what style you trade. Generic handle, yeah. Generic handle got it right, yeah. They each correspond to their own level. Oh, you're 2 videos in, Alternator? Congratulations, good. Uh-oh. We got an argument between two people in chat? Guys, don't fight. The room shows up, guys. We're a family. Don't argue with each other. I guess do what you want, but, you know. I like the positive vibes. We're a pretty positive community. We got good vibes here. Two minutes to the close. Alternator, it is great stuff. The boot camp is really good. The boot camp's really good for people of all experience levels. M said no political vibes. Trading's hard enough. M makes a good point there. Who's the Dime says, does the strip have any good hot wheat barley shops? No. My ground barley that I drink, it's from an Italian. It's you can only get it in Italy. It's from like an online grocery store that imports it from Italy. Orzo Bimbo. That's what they call it. Sinister Scalper. It's an awesome name, but I think people are getting frustrated at that. So, your call what you want to do. Your call, my bro. Strip is still amazing. Someone said strip is still amazing. M said, you know you were there, but don't recall being there much. Probably got wild. When people visit the strip, if they don't live here, they go crazy. Damn, look at that nice little rippage off that level. Damn. This kind of goes back to the agenda item 3. I questioned my levels today, even though they work. Sometimes the levels, like, they're getting too much of a clean reaction. You're almost like, nah, it can't be that easy. It can't be that clean. Like, look at this. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Playing it too safe. Playing it too safe. I don't know. These interactions are super clean. I mean, I caught him this morning. I don't know. I think I'm in a position where the directionality of the market going into the afternoon just gets hard to read in this environment. Alternator said the room shows up. Any UFO sightings out here in Vegas? Nah. Take it easy, Jose. That's a close, huh? Guys, make sure you stamp the like button if you didn't already. Don't forget, Sir Darb stream tonight. We got 3 streams a day. 8:30 Eastern, Matt, aka Matoski, 100K to $1 million challenge. I'm on in the afternoons, and Sir Darb, aka Brad, is on in the evenings. He'll have a stream tonight, 7 p.m. Definitely tune into that. For now, time for some snackers for me, so I'm gonna be out. Take it easy, fam. See you tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having me. The room showed up once again. Until tomorrow, peace.
static haze, future